Hello, my name is Brayden Oski.
And I'm Austin Morales, and you're watching The Inner Gamer On.
And today we'll be talking about our top 5 most anticipated games for 2021. It is a huge year for games, as if 2020 wasn't enough. So we have a lot to talk about, a lot to be hyped on, and let's jump right in.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. And as always, please like, subscribe, and bang that bell, and do it so Brett will shut up while I'm trying to do this intro speech. Damn it. All right.
But we want to cover a few of our big hitters that we hope will continue to come out. So let's go through and say, what games are you excited about? And these are in no particular order, but like, what game are you excited about? Why are you excited about it? And do you think it's going to come out when they say it's going to come out? If there's a date or not, because there may not be a date. One that I'm really excited and hopeful for is the new Battlefield game, because we know it's guaranteed. I mean, they say it's coming out, and I feel like with EA, they're pretty consistent at, if they promise a game at a certain time, like, they're going to drop it at that point. Like, they're kind of like Call of Duty, where like Call of Duty doesn't ever miss their mark, even if they bring out a half-ass game or whatever. Like, they're gonna figure out how to release that game. And I think Battlefield is definitely going to be one of those that will do that. We don't know what it's called. We don't know where it's set. We don't know anything about it other than it's going to have a whole new approach at the engine that will allow it to put lots and lots more people on screen. So we've seen over the last couple of years like a huge influx in Battle Royale, obviously with games like Warzone having as many as 150 players in a server. And I think Battlefield's going to try and leverage that idea, not as Battle Royale, because we've clearly seen that kind of bombed for them. They might try it again. I don't know, but I think they should just focus on tried and true, but like scaling those wars and those cycles of team-based open map content map like designs, like really jump into that and push it further. And I think they need to go back to doing some story content, because they, Hardline as an exception, had some interesting ideas that they approach with the Bad Company series and different things like that, where they did tell, and then even the ones where they did these little like nuggets of historical information, at Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1 were kind of interesting and cool to see them play that out. So I'm hopeful that doesn't disappoint us, and they're doing something really, really special with that, because they did skip a generation and not bring out a Battlefield game last year. So they've had 3+ years to work on this Battlefield series, whatever the next one is. And I'm anxious to see. I just hope they don't come out with some stupid name for it.
So my first one, in no particular order, would be Resident Evil Village. I think it has a pretty decent story. It's this whole we really don't know what's going on. And you would think that it was some kind of freaking fantasy game with, it kind of seems like ancient, or not ancient, but like maybe even medieval times, where these peasants and stuff and then werewolves. But it's a Resident Evil game, and it's like, what is going on? And Chris Redfield's there, and he's doing all this crazy shit. And yeah, it's very confusing, but it has me intrigued. There's no date for it, but I would assume it would come out in either summer or early fall of next year.
Yeah,
it's one of those bigger games. I feel like they would do something like announce it during the summer, or like put a big push for it, right? During the summer, like an E3-ish time frame, and then release it like early fall, like within a few months or something. Beginning of October or sometime in September to catch the Halloween vibe.
It is interesting, the Resident Evil Village, because like that's one that historically the last several years has been released in like early January, February, March. And it's interesting that this one hasn't like gotten a release date surrounding it yet.
I would say that could be because, I mean, they're probably still working on it and finishing things up, but given the situation, they don't want to hold themselves to any date particularly. Yeah. But yeah, maybe it comes out. I mean, I think we're going to see a lot of things change this time. Like we're not getting that, we would see things maybe happening now, like trailers and ad stuff coming out, but we just don't see that with a lot of these games right now.
Yeah. Cool. So my next pick, which I think we both share this one, is Back 4 Blood, which was just recently announced.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, we've all been talking about wanting a Left 4 Dead for a long time, and obviously it's going to be difficult for Valve to do it because they don't do threes, and Left 4 Dead 3 is not something they're going to do. Yeah, for whatever reason. But it is cool to see that the Turtle Rock Studios, which is the original developer of Left 4 Dead, that got acquired by Valve to make Left 4 Dead 2, eventually wasn't part of them anymore, and then or they bought the property or something of that nature happened. But Turtle Rock is ultimately still a solo company, and they brought out Evolve not too long ago. That was cool idea, and I think had potential, but it just didn't hit off super well.
Yeah.
And this is basically their successor to Left 4 Dead, and it's looks awesome. And they say it's slated for June 22nd. They put a hard date on it, and I don't know. Go ahead.
I think they'll do it. I think they'll do it.
Think so?
Yeah.
I mean, what I saw so far looked really already pretty polished. I mean, it's not like this is a massively open world crazy game that's got a bunch of stuff that has to be developed. I mean, they just need 5 or 6 maps and a couple of those characters, and then just enhance that AI.
They've done this before.
But yeah, super hyped for this game. I think it'll be a lot of fun to get our friends back in together. I mean, we still go back every once in a while and play Left 4 Dead. Yeah. And, you guys are playing Warhammer Vermintide, which is very similar. So that formula works very well. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Vermintide, I'm hoping that Warhammer 40K Darktide comes out. And I think those releases because it's the same, it's Fat Shark who makes the Warhammer Vermintide series. I think they traditionally come out like early summer or like midsummer. I'm not actually 100% sure if that serves me right. I think that it would be ready to come out. So I'm curious to see what happens.
Vermintide 2 came out March 8th of 2018.
Okay. And when did Vermintide 1 come out? It came out October 23rd, 2015.
Okay.
So I guess all over the place.
So every 3 years, though, is pretty consistent. So I would not be surprised. I mean, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't have it come out this year then. Sometime in 2021. Yeah. So, I think
the formula is there, right? Yeah. It's just new skins, new maps, new AI. Because instead of shooting things, or instead of like slashing things, it's shooting things. So all the enemies will be shooting. Well, not all of them, but some of them will, and apparently you will be, and I'm sure it'll be buggy too. It usually is, but
so you're so positive about this right now, Austin. It's like, it'll be kind of broken. It'll be fine. It's just a thing.
For the most part, it'll be playable. Yeah, it's fine.
I am excited about that one. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't an October game. I could see that.
And you're going to play with us, Brett, because this is now shooting and in the distant future of space warfare.
Oh yeah, I'll like this game for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I like Vermintide. I just don't want to play Vermintide like all the time.
The next one I'll do because we both have it. Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when it would release, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't release this year.
Well, they did say they confirmed 2021 because 2021 is going to be Gotham Knights and 2022 will be Suicide Squad.
Ah, okay. I can see it the end of the year.
And Gotham Knights looked pretty far along from what they showed us. They had gameplay. They had an extended version of it, all that stuff. So I'm anxious to see how it plays, though, because, again, we thought when we first saw it that it was going to be like a Avengers style thing, but instead it's a much more contained experience with the third-person brawler, basically, where you're playing with 4 friends, 3 other friends if you want to, but you're playing through story cooperatively.
Right.
So I guess kind of like Godfall, but not like a looter melee brawler or whatever. It's just like more story focused.
Yeah.
But
y'all should go listen to that conversation. We have Jason on the podcast, and we have very differing opinions about what we wanted from this game. And it was a good conversation.
That's right. So who are you gonna play? Are you gonna play Red Hood?
I want to, but I mean, if Jason's playing with so only 2 can play at a time. So yeah, I'll probably be Red Hood and Jason.
Shit, that's right. See, that kind of sucks. I
know.
They should make it 3-player. Cool. Gotham Knights. Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely going to come out next year. I don't see any reason why not. It's Ubisoft. It's not Ubisoft Montreal, but it's
what?
it's one of the Montreal somebody or another.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers. Yeah, and they've been pretty good. So, it seems contained. I feel like. I mean, there's not a lot of bullshit live service extra stuff in there. So hopefully it'll be good. I'm just nervous about how the game's going to play.
Yeah.
But it looks amazing.
I mean, some of these games that have been announced this year feel like they've been in development for a good while. Next one, Brett.
Yeah. So mine is, the hype level for this game is through the roof.
Really?
Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Are you serious?
I've been waiting for a really good Hogwarts like Harry Potter game for years. Years. I mean, because like the Hogwarts movies have been done for a while. Like they haven't been out for a long time, but like there's still a lot of love. What's interesting about Hogwarts and what was poorly done by Niantic, who brought out the Hogwarts AR game that was trying to like remake a Pokemon Go. They just overdid it with that type of game. They didn't understand the magic they had with Pokemon Go, which ultimately was like, I'm gonna catch a shit ton of Pokemon, and that's what I'm gonna do. All the other stuff is besides the point. I just want to catch Pokemon. In this one, they were like, oh, let's make you do all kinds of different magical thingies, and let's make you level up all these things, and let's make you do all that. There's just a bunch of fluff in there that was useless. Hogwarts Legacy has a lot of stuff in it, but I like that they're focusing you on being a character that you create that is kind of living out your own experience in the Hogwarts world. You're not playing Harry Potter. You know, you've already been there, done that. It's kind of like, you know, you don't want to play a Star Wars game where you're Luke Skywalker, whatever. I mean, like that's.
Well, I don't know. I think people might want to play that.
Yeah. Well, fuck those guys. No,
maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's gonna be cool to just kind of revisit this world, but in a way that because all the Harry Potter games that have come out up to this point have been like B-rated games where they were like licensed games that were done by a developer that was just like, I want to make this cool game that's like kind of half-assed and just put it out and it's got a licensed title to it. But now this time they're actually like, it looks like they're making it legit and focused. And I mean, the visuals look amazing. And I just hope it's not like Godfall where it's like, hey, this thing's going to look amazing and cool and awesome. It's going to have all these cool things. And then you get to it and it's like super shallow and just, it's a pretty face, but
my only fear for that or for this game is that it's going to be super linear and like super short and like you'll get the hang of it within like a few minutes and there's not a lot of depth to it.
But it's an open world, I think.
Yeah, it is an open world, but I mean, I don't know. Could be repetitive.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
We'll see.
But
I do have hope, so.
They say it's coming out 2021. It's you create your own character, go through the sorting ceremony, and journey into an 1800s version of Hogwarts. So I think it actually takes place before Harry Potter got there. I believe.
And yeah, that needs to happen for sure.
So the company doing it is Avalanche, and they're the guys that did Just Cause. I mean, they've done. I mean, one thing I can say about Just Cause is that they are very, very good at open world. I mean, like that Just Cause is a very big open world, very cool visual effects and stuff like that. They also worked on Rage 2 a lot, which I know didn't get received super well, but they were the ones that worked on the world part of that. Yeah. They worked on a game, Generation Zero, that I've actually heard pretty good things about. I haven't played it, but it's supposed to be pretty cool. So I mean, they've done some good things, but they've also done some bad things, and some things that just don't really get a lot of press. So
yeah, that's true.
It'll be. I mean, it could go both ways. We don't know really where it's going to go, but I'm hopeful that this one delivers some awesomeness and isn't just like a pile of trash. So my next one is I'm really hyped for Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart. I love playing the first one, and I thought that was going to come out sooner for like PS5 launch, but the game looks so good.
Yeah,
it's probably because it just wasn't ready yet, and unlike CD Projekt Red, they're waiting until it's actually ready to release it and make it really solid. I know I feel bad burning it because I still love that game, but I mean, what they've shown so far looks amazing, and obviously it's just gonna be on PlayStation 5, so it's gonna take full advantage of the console, and I just can't wait to hop through rifts and just play a cool platformer. Like I'm excited to. I've spent so much time on these big, huge, massive open world, sprawling, progression based RPG, crazy things that have tons and shit to do all over the place.
Oh yeah,
this is gonna be more linear, and I'm excited for that experience, but with lots of beautiful visuals and stuff. After playing Astro's Playroom, I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
I agree. It was on my list, but then I just felt like other ones need to be talked about.
Yeah, I agree.
Sadly. Yeah, it looks like a great game. I think it's going to show off the PlayStation hardware like 100%, 1,000%. Like you're going to see how good it is. Like just watching that trailer, if that is real footage, what they said it was, mind blowing. Mind blowing.
So
But yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say on like release date. Like, when do you think? I mean, I don't think we have a release date for it yet. When do you think it's gonna come out?
I would hope early 2021.
That sounds like a good bet.
I would say like either around an E3, the usual E3 time, or maybe like a little bit after. Raise some hype for it. But I mean, they really don't need to do that. Like, I feel like there's enough hype for that name brand anyway. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I feel like Ratchet and Clank doesn't need a lot of marketing. It's just like it's coming out, people get excited for it.
And they
It's
buy
a
it.
fan favorite, and it's just like, boom, here it is. Let's go.
But I mean, I could see it like April, May.
Please.
Past May,
Please.
not so much, but I think April, May is a good area because I mean, we have a lot of these games that we've talked about that are coming out January, February, March. So this would be a nice fill in as we enter the summer to jump in and just have a fun.
And the final game on this list, probably to no one's surprise, is God of War Ragnarok.
Great way to introduce that. Hell yeah.
It is God of War because there's a lot of gore everywhere.
Yeah,
when
right.
you play Kratos. So, man, it'd probably be a fall. Well, I don't know because God of War came out like right before the summer, didn't it? Because it was first Spider-Man and then God of War came out. Or no, was it God of War and then Spider-Man?
God of War first, and then Spider-Man came out later.
Like earlier in the year. So I doubt it. If it comes out around the same time the original was released, my mind will be blown.
God of War came out April 20th, 2018.
If it comes out in April, my mind will be blown.
Yeah.
But I would.
Won't.
Well, this is the thing, because I saw that Horizon Zero Dawn's coming out in the back half of 2021. So it could be in or around that. I don't see them releasing two of these heavy hitters of their own lineup around the same time. Like, they need to spread that shit out more.
Look what they did with freaking Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima 1 month apart.
That's true.
They do it. They'll do it. They're ballsy.
They knew. They're like, we got it. Isn't that kind of funny that those two came out a month apart? Yet Ghost of Tsushima is loved by the people.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too because like remember Ghost of Tsushima got pushed because it was
That's true.
It was originally going to be I forgot sometime earlier, but like May was always Last of Us, and I think Ghost of Tsushima is supposed to come out in June, and then it came out in July. Was that how it was? I don't remember. But it was they were a couple months apart, which that was shocking to me.
That's true.
But yeah, so I don't put it past him now, but
a couple months would be decent.
Yeah,
it's a decent amount of time. Yeah, I mean, I would assume it'd come out in the back half of 2021, but this could also be a good summer game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be after Ratchet and Clank, I would assume, and I don't know where Horizon Zero Dawn would fall, honestly.
So here's my hot take.
Okay,
take it or leave it. Ratchet and Clank.
I'm gonna leave it.
Ratchet and Clank. Fuck you. All right. Ratchet and Clank is going to come out in like April, May. That's what I'm predicting. April, May. Right. Ratchet and Clank. Right. Horizon Zero Dawn is going to come out September, maybe October, around that time frame. It's going to blow people away. They're going to be like, oh my God, it's so good. Oh my God. Then Horizon Zero Dawn is going to have DLC in December. And then God of War is going to get pushed to 2022. And it's going to come out February or March of 2022.
Okay.
One of those 2 months.
Okay.
Because
I like your hot take.
I feel like it's appropriate to do that. And it's like God of War. Because another thing, too, to think about, I don't know if they're going to consider this, but like it would be up against Cyberpunk, technically. That would suck. But I mean, maybe it wouldn't suck. I don't know. But
that is my biggest problem. Is that I'll probably give God of War Game of the Year, even though I love Cyberpunk so much right now.
Yeah. My thought on God of War is just that because they just showed us like a teaser of like, here's a logo, and then they just hired on Alana Pierce to write for the game. I don't see them, the fact that she's writing for Ragnarok and then other people are writing for it.
Doing side missions.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, she's a junior writer, so she's not like big name writer or anything on the project. But I just feel like because they're still writing the game, I could see that there might be more time involved in this. And just knowing COVID and all that shit, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't like pushed back a little bit.
Okay. I'm hoping for the end of the year.
Yeah.
that's my best.
I hope so too. I think that'd be great.
Right. Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
Yes, most likely it could probably be pushed back for is a good guess in my book.